Hi folks, I hope that you guys are doing pretty well. So today is the 1st of March 2023 and here I'm in downtown Sydney doing a little bit of shopping, and I thought to myself that perhaps I should do a video for you guys to edify the church. Now today being the 1st of March, you know, this is the beginning of the third month of the year, and how fast time is ticking, folks, you know. I'm hearing some of you out there on YouTube, you know, kind of like not complaining, but just in general saying, how time is ticking so fast during the day, you know. Some of you are saying that the tribulation period is casting a shadow at the back end here of the church age. And I completely agree, especially with the prophecy of Jesus, that unless the sides were shorting, you know, during the trib, no flesh will survive. And you know, I was actually talking to this, about this to my brother yesterday. We were talking how the mornings just evaporate. You know, you wake up, you have a cup of coffee with a couple of toast, maybe a bit of cereal, and you know, you barely have any time to sit there and to soak in, you know, the early morning news when you practically got to open that front door and get out and, you know, go and live your own life, you know. So yeah, I completely agree, folks. Just time is just evaporating, folks. Like nothing else. Now in this video I wanted to talk about a few things, the geopolitical, but I also wanted to talk about the prophecy of Isaiah 17.1 and how that is causing some concern amongst the Bible scholar community. So I'll talk about Isaiah 17 at the end of the video. I just want to start with the geopolitical first. Now many of you are reporting on your channels, if you like, and watching various channels out there on YouTube. You know, many people are saying that Israel is very close to taking care of Iranians, you know, nuclear capabilities. And yeah, I agree. It's very close on that matter, folks. You know, perhaps at the end of the month, you know, maybe we'll have the Elam Bible Prophecy fully fulfilled and out of the way. So it's a possibility. It's getting very close, folks. You know, by all accounts, from all the news channels that I'm watching out there on YouTube and what, you know, the church is saying out there in general, is very close, folks, now, very close. Yeah, we need to keep watching, you know, the geopolitical and, you know, stay on top of everything. So that's going on. Now, what else I wanted to talk about? You know, I did a video on this Rav Shlomo Yehuda about roughly 4 months ago, okay, because YouTube was recommending me videos on him, and I thought to myself that maybe I will decipher him for you. Now, I strongly believe that he is the, you know, the false prophet of Revelation. You know, I did say before that, you know, the devil has to copy what God does, you know, and so God sent you know, John the Baptist, you know, to inform, you know, the Jewish people that, hey, you know, the real Messiah is coming, and to repent and to get baptized, you know. And so, you know, the devil is sending this false prophet, if you like, you know, this Yanuka guy ahead, you know, to, you know, make good formal relations, if you like, with the Haredim in Israel, okay, so that when the Antichrist comes out, at the end of Israel finishing the third temple, then it will be smooth sailing, so to speak, you know, because, you know, the Haredim, they're not going to listen to anyone out there unless this, you know, false prophet looks like one of their own. And I think that this Yanuka guy really fits the bill, okay? So he's actually filling up synagogues and, you know, with a lot of prominent Jewish rabbis and even rabbis from New York, very prominent people like, you know, people on the top, if you like, are coming down to Israel to watch this guy, you know. And there has been recent reports that he has been performing many miracles out there. So, you know, I'm convinced beyond a shadow of a doubt that this Yanuka Rav Shlomo person, if you like, to me, he's not that the false prophet of Revelation. So, you know, I wonder what you guys think of him. There's many videos on him, you know, that have been already uploaded on YouTube, so maybe check him out. Now, what else is there in the geopolitical? Just bear with me for one sec, folks. Oh yeah, the Abraham prayer houses, if you like. They have opened last weekend, okay? Now there's three of them. Obviously there is a mosque, a church and a synagogue, okay? And all these, of course, they are located in Abu Dhabi, in an island, I think it's Sadot Island in Abu Dhabi, in the United Arab Emirates, if you like. And, these Abrahamic prayer houses, okay, they have the support of the Vatican and also the United Nations. So you guys know what all this means in the context of the end times. Not long ago, maybe about 3 or 4 weeks ago, I was watching the channel Shalom 132 on YouTube. Now, Shalom 132 is a Jewish Christian channel, okay? And the pastor there said that how these three houses are located, they form actually a triangular shape. They form a perfect triangular shape, and he was saying that, this shape is to do with the Illuminati, the Illuminati triangle, okay? Or the Illuminati Masons triangular shape, okay? So if you look at these three houses, the mosque, the church, and the synagogue, they form a perfect triangle. So, and then he said, oh my God, reprimand them, which can be a bit of a laugh because it's true, folks, like there's a lot of spiritual wickedness right now in high places, and, it has the backing of the Vatican and the United Nations. So I'm sure that you guys can make a well-informed opinion on this, especially in the end times. So now moving along, now I wanted to talk about the prophecy in Isaiah 17.1 because I think this is a prophecy that is causing a fair bit of concern out there in the Bible scholar community. Actually, the Bible scholar community is divided about this prophecy in Isaiah 17.1. There is a camp that says that this prophecy has already been fulfilled in 732 BC, or in the 8th century before Christ, and it was fulfilled by the king of Assyria, Tiglath-Pileser, in 732 BC, when he invaded Damascus and also the northern kingdom of Israel, in which the Bible calls it Ephraim. Now, I did a lot of research on this, okay, and I studied the Bible prophecies very carefully, okay, and I also studied the history of this also very carefully. And in my view, I'm of the camp that Isaiah 17.1 has not been fulfilled yet. It's a prophecy that is yet to be fulfilled. Now, the Bible scholars or the camp that says that this prophecy has been fulfilled, they're saying that this city was pretty much flattened, by that king of Assyria, King Tiglath-Pileser. From my readings and from, of the Bible and from historical records, I think that it was obviously conquered. Now, you got to think that when a city is conquered, it's gonna be suffering some kind of damage, okay? Because it's going to be conquered, right? But, the Bible prophecies in Isaiah, which I read them very carefully, and also in 2 Kings and the prophecy in Amos, okay? When I read them very carefully, word for word, I asked myself this question: do any of these prophecies in the Bible allude somewhat that Damascus was actually a heap of ruin and that it was actually flattened? My conclusion to that answer is no. Obviously, when a city is being conquered, it's going to suffer some kind of damage, but I don't think that it was flattened in order to fulfill the prophecy of Isaiah 17.1. I strongly believe that Isaiah 17.1 is a prophecy that's going to come to pass very soon. Perhaps just before the Ezekiel war, or perhaps even during the Ezekiel war. Now, let's not forget also that, Damascus was also invaded by all the former major empires, not just the Assyrians, but it was also invaded by, after the Assyrians, they were invaded by the Babylonians, the Persians, the Greeks, the Romans, and also the you know, in the 1500s by the Turks as well. You know, all the major empires in the world did conquer Damascus. Okay, so and don't forget that, you know, God knows the past, present, and future. And, you know, Jesus knew one day that Paul would head to Damascus, you know, and that, you know, Jesus was going to blind Paul. Now, you know, if Damascus was actually, you know, a whole heap of ruins, you know, and that Bible prophecy of Isaiah 17.1 did actually come to pass in 732 BC, like many Bible scholars are saying, that when the king of Assyria, Tiglath-Pileser, you know, conquered Damascus and the northern kingdom of Israel, Ephraim, if you like it says in Isaiah, then, you know, it's very hard for a city to come back when it's fully flattened and it's all rubble, you know. I don't believe that's the case. Certainly, we have suffered damage, and certainly the people who have been conquered, okay, the people living in Damascus, that would have been taken as slaves, you know, by all the former empires that conquered Damascus, like I just told you, you know, like, you know, not only the Assyrians, but the Babylonians, the Persians, you know, the Greeks, the Romans, and also at the end it was conquered by the Ottoman Turks. So everything that I read leads me to believe that this prophecy of Isaiah 17.1 is actually a future Bible prophecy. And that it will come to pass. And, you know, when you read Isaiah 17.1, it says, you know, and it says, behold, you know, like a neon statement saying, behold, you know, like, watch out, you know, Damascus will cease to be a city, and it will be a heap of ruins. And so I believe that this is a future Bible prophecy that's going to happen. Like I said, probably very soon, just before the Ezekiel war, and or it could actually be happening during the Ezekiel war. You know, on a flyover, Israel can, you know, bombard this city now. And also, I think that it's a future prophecy because don't forget that Syria, you know, has been very problematic, you know, for Israel in recent years. You know, Israel has had to go into Syria time and time again to bombard many military targets, okay, because we know that Iran is sending weapons into Syria, okay, they are smuggling weapons into Syria, and then, you know, then they are transported to the other Iranian proxies like Hezbollah in southern Lebanon and so on. And so, you know, Israel has to bombard all these military targets in Syria because Israel is trying to defend itself, you know. Israel cannot allow, you know, these Iranian proxies to arm themselves to the teeth, you know. Otherwise, it's going to be very problematic for the, you know, for the defense of Israel as a nation. So, you know, in recent times, Israel has bombarded, you know, the Damascus airport and also Aleppo airport as well. So, you know, Damascus is a very problematic city for Israel. It's actually a threat to its peace and safety, you know, to its national security. And so I think that this Isaiah 17.1 is actually a standalone prophecy that is yet to be fulfilled. And like I said earlier in my video, you know, when you read the prophecies of Isaiah regarding Damascus, and also in 2 Kings and the prophecy in Amos, in my view, none of them have alluded, and I read them word for word very meticulously. I read them word for word, and none of them allude to say that, you know, Damascus, you know, was a heap of ruins, that the prophecy in Isaiah 17.1 has been fulfilled. You know, these prophecies don't allude to Damascus, that Damascus was once a heap of ruins, you know. So that's my view on things, and also, you know, study very meticulously, you know, how the former empires or the great empires of the world have invaded Damascus before, okay? And Damascus was never flattened. It certainly suffered damage, and many people were taken as slaves and killed and so on, because that's what happens when an invasion happens, okay? That's common sense, but it was never flattened. And don't forget that Damascus was still a city very much prospering in the time of Jesus, okay? We know that Paul was sent into Damascus to persecute Christians, and on his way that he was blinded by Jesus, and Jesus decided to use Paul as her apostle for, you know, the church age. So, you know, it's very difficult for a city to come back once it has been flattened, because once it's flattened, then there's nothing there for people to look forward to and to actually, you know, build upon. You know, it's very difficult. And don't forget that Damascus has always been a very important and, you know, and a big city. And it was once part of the Via Maris, which was a major highway, you know, in the days of Jesus. So I don't think that it was ever flattened. I don't think that that prophecy of Isaiah 17.1 has been fulfilled yet. So I think that that is a prophecy that is yet to be fulfilled. So that's my view on things, folks. So thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later.